Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about the new Frostpunk game that was just teased slash announced. We are going to be on PC Gamer today. This is written by Andy Chalk. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, the new Frostpunk game that's coming in 2027 is a reimagining of the original in Unreal Engine 5 with new content, mechanics, laws, and finally mod support. Did the original not have mod support? I swear it had mod support. I guess it didn't officially have mod support, which is probably what they mean by this. Frostpunk 1886 revisits and expands upon 2018's Frostpunk and promises a fresh experience, even for veterans of the original. I've played the original and I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I have not played Frostpunk 2, but the original Frostpunk I really enjoyed. It was a very interesting take on like a survival RTS, almost like that. Is it an RTS? I guess it's kind of an RTS, and it's kind of a survival game. It's also kind of like a city building game. It's a combination of a lot of genres that I generally enjoy, and it was really fun to play. And it's going to be interesting how what they mean by like the new mechanics, because when they said that for the Frostpunk, like Frostpunk 2, and the difference between Frostpunk 1 and 2 is really big. So it's going to be interesting to see how what they mean by new mechanics, because like Frostpunk 2 is a true sequel to Frostpunk because it's such a bigger scale. But I wonder if a reimagining of the original is going to be. That sounds interesting to me, at least. Just before we get into the article, I'd like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Comment down below what you guys think about this new Frostpunk game, and if we're going to be interested in buying it, or if you played the previous ones. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you do subscribe, I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Just days after investors reported revealing that the new Frostpunk game is coming in early as 2027, 11-Bit Studios has made it official with the announcement of Frostpunk 1886, a remake that revisits and expands upon the original in Unreal Engine 5. Frostpunk 1886 promises an involved take on the harsh morality challenging survival experience of the original game, but 11-Bit says it's not just a visual upgrade. The new game will also feature new content, mechanics, laws, and an all-new purpose path. The studio will offer a fresh experience for the most seasoned players. Okay, and this is the video at 35 seconds long, so we can watch it, and it's interesting. I'm curious what the new mechanics are going to be. I don't think this actually shows anything too interesting because it's mostly a teaser. But the new graphics do look really good. If this is in engine and like in during the graphics, this looks really good. It looks really interesting, honestly. The city must grow. Oh, 2027. The city must what? The city must. Oh, it's because you're deciding. The city must, and it's your decision. That makes sense. A potentially bigger deal is the plan to support modding in Frostpunk 1886. 11-Bit Studios said it was impossible to support mods in Frostpunk because of technical limitations of the Liquid engine used in the original game. But moving to Unreal Engine 5 allows the game to become a living, expandable platform, and it will also simplify and hopefully speed up the process of creating and releasing DLC. Yeah, I did hear eventually that even though the Frostpunk games were cool, the Liquid engine was a big problem for them. And once again, I'm still slightly sad that everyone is just going into these other engines. It makes sense because it's easier to work on these engines, and they're so big that it's not only is it going to be easier to work, it's also going to be easier to find help with guides and just like people figuring out stuff on the engine, so you don't need to do it yourself necessarily. And I understand that, but it does feel like we're slowly and surely just moving into an Unreal Engine or Unity only, basically, unless you're doing indie games where sometimes you use like things like Godot or even things like, you know, the RPG Maker style stuff. So like we're really running, like it does seem like the uniqueness of engines are slowly but surely going away, which in my opinion is kind of sad because the quirkiness of engines has always been some interesting stuff to see and how different games feel. The announcement of Frostpunk 1886 comes less than a year after releasing Frostpunk 2, but 11-Bit says it does not mean the end of that game. Both games will evolve side by side, two paths forged in parallel, each carrying the vision of the survival into unrelenting cold. Does that mean there's two teams working on it? 11-Bit Studios isn't that big, so I wonder what the division of labor is like there, because it's not a very big studio. Though to be fair, it's saying it's not coming until 2027, so it's still 2 years away. So there's still plenty of time to make stuff. So it's interesting to see that they're both like continuing. It's not a whole lot to go on at this point, but 11-bit says more details and proper look at Frostpunk 1886. That's a reference to year 0 in the Frostpunk timeline, by the way. Oh yeah, you're right, because in 1886 is when the frost came, basically, which saw the beginning of the devastating Great Frost that ultimately brought around the end of the old world. It will be forthcoming in the months ahead. Yeah, I'm interested in this because Frostpunk is such a cool series, in my opinion, and it's just a nice, cool thing to see. And I'm kind of interested to see how it's different, because they are saying that it's going to be different. It's the biggest thing is the new mechanics. I want, like, new mechanics and new content is interesting. The new laws, I mean, honestly, that's cool, but that's definitely a little bit less hype as like just straight up new content and mechanics. I'm curious about that. And of course, the mod support on release, hopefully on release, will be really cool to see, because I do remember them talking about the frustration of trying to get a modding working on the Liquid engine that they were using. And I'm pretty sure the Liquid engine is the Liquid engine for Frostpunk 2? Or is that on Unreal? I actually don't know. All right, I just looked it up. Frostpunk 2 is actually on the Unreal Engine 5 engine, so that makes sense. So that actually means they can probably use Frostpunk 2 as a baseline for the first game, or for Frostpunk 1886, because they already have stuff done for that. But the Frostpunk 2 is so different from Frostpunk 1, though. So I wonder if they can actually use a lot of stuff that they made for Frostpunk 2. Probably not, but at least the baseline is there, so you can at least, it's not a completely fresh start. So in the coming months, I'll be making another video when we learn more about this. And other than that, thank you everyone for watching today's video. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you would like to support me on other things, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Comment down below what you guys think about this whole Frostpunk 1886. I'm excited for the new content and new mechanics, as well as the modding support on release. It's always nice. While I don't personally mod games a lot, it's always nice to see it available for people who do enjoy that stuff. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye, everyone.